Hey, Danny, and welcome to my garage. It's freaking 80 degrees out. I'm freaking wearing a hoodie. And I got a snake running around on my floor here. What are you doing? We are the 12th of April. And what I'm going to be doing is changing out the upper control link on the 07 Dodge Nitro. And unfortunately, I've got to drop the fuel tank to do that. So, of course, I've scoured YouTube trying to find somebody who's done it, and nobody has. So, guess what? This will be a first. It couldn't be simple like that one over there, like the one I just took out of another Nitro. So this is what we're replacing, is this link here. First thing, we gotta get the wheel off. Okay, so remember right now, wheel's off. All right, and this is the link that we're changing. You see that? Isn't that freaking beautiful? Check your vehicle. This is an 07. So the other links look good. Even the passenger side upper link is in good shape. So what we got here, 18 outside, 15 on the inside. 18 outside, and it's got this is what it looks like. Okay, so you get 18 on the end. This goes into a slot in the frame. Okay, there's no nut on the inside. So unfortunately, what you do is you pound it through. See, what you're looking here is you're looking at that. So you get this big sleeve, and what happens on two of them that I tried to get this off of, your bolt locks itself inside that sleeve. Okay, so it doesn't pivot because it pivots the rubber. The rubber is what pivots. Let me get some silicone and I'll soak into that rubber. Yeah, I'll give it some silicone. Soaks into rubber, makes it last a little bit longer. Alright, so there we go. We'll get that in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I tried pounding on that. I can't get it to break loose, so it's definitely frozen into there. So I'm going to wind up cutting it. I decided to go ahead and cut it off. As you can see, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing left of that thing. That could break at any time. That's all this weight here. As you're going down the road, when you step on it, you're getting the torque going like so. So, or let's see, you step on it, wheels going like this. So all it is shoving this way. Why are you on me? All right. So right now, I'm cutting it, or cutting the bolt, I hope. Just kind of making a lot of sparks. Okay, good. That didn't take long. I'm using a carbide blade, of course, and that just actually zipped that bolt right off. I thought it was a high tensile bolt, but I guess not. I guess we'll zip right on through it. And now it's time. I can't get up close enough to the body to That sounds like a Mustang. Well, guess not. Alright, so that's where I'm at right now. We'll go ahead and get that. Get the inner one. This time I gotta cut through the bushing and the bolt, because this is not being nice. Alright, here's the bolt. It cut right on through that like butter. Problem is, it's so tight you can't use the whole blade distance. You only use about an inch, 2 inches of blade. Alright, so right now I'm about halfway through. Alright, I'm on I'm 3/4 through. Unfortunately that's cutting the freaking bushing and the bolt. Man, it's a bad spot, and it's hard to control the trigger speed on that saw. All right, after a half hour, finally got it to let go. That was nice, because once it cut, I didn't have to cut all the way through. I just cut all the way through the bolt, and that zipped it from that point, and now I can just pretty much push that bolt out. Yep, now we just got the frickin' good old tank in the way. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do. See how in depth that's gonna be. The only problem is I think it's sitting in this cradle. Right, so I'm doing those bolts. I hope I don't have any that break off, because that won't be a good thing. All right, so we got to do the fuel tank removal. It says make sure you disconnect the battery. You should siphon as much fuel out of the tank as you can. Never start something with action by mouth. Temporarily place the fuel pump module back in the tank. 08 models and later. Raise the vehicle and support secure. Remove the drive shaft. Alright, so I got an 07 and earlier. If equipped, remove optional tow hooks. So tow package, light, instruments. Remove fuel tank skid plate. That's what we're doing right now. It's got, I don't know, 6, I have to count 6, about 6, there were 15 millimeter bolts. Remove fuel tank skid plate, carefully lower skid plate from the chassis, label and disconnect fuel lines, attach to the fuel tank, and any retainers securing them to the chassis. Disconnect fuel pump electrical ground strap. Move fuel filter hose from the left side of the fuel tank. Support the fuel tank with a floor jack. Position piece of wood between the jack and the head of the fuel tank. Remove fuel tank retain bolts. Move tank from the vehicle. Caution, lower fuel tank several inches and disconnect remaining electricals. Installation reverse. Now I'm gonna try not to have to drop that tank too far. Hopefully I'm not gonna be move clamp. Note white mark on hose that is aligned with the notches on the fuel tank filler neck. Okay, keep that in mind. Hopefully I just need to drop it down a little bit. I'm not removing the fuel tank, so we'll see how far we can get. Okay, we got a bolt right here, and we jump up with a bolt there. And let's see what we got on the inside. See the bolt. It's like a bolt right there. Yeah, there's a bolt right there. And I got another one over here. Is there one? There's 2 here. It's like there's 2. There's one right there, one right there. So it's gonna get it's only that skid plate. Alright, This goes right to here. And then, of course, got those bolts there. So let's get that dropped. Okay, be careful when you're taking these out. I've gotten two out of 3 to come out fine. This one broke off. So now I got a middle one. That's a skid plate. So I've got 3 more. So you got a total of 6. I got 3 more on the inside. Then I gotta get off. Get this one here. I got no problem. Middle one broke, and then this one here is fine. All right, I wasn't sure, but because the heads were covered with rust, so I was kind of leery. I didn't think I was going to get them out, but because of the fact it's in the center of the vehicle, you're not going to have the rust issue like you do on the outer frame. See, the frame is exposed, see, so that being on the inside. So there's only 2 on the inside. So we are done. All I gotta do is drop it. Alright, well, it lied to me. It said the tank was strapped up there. Well, it's not strapped up there. It's actually sitting in its skid plate. Looks like I just got to undo the hose going into the fuel tank. I should be able to drop it down far enough to clear that hole. I get that new bolt in there. All I got to do is get the bolt in. If I get the bolt in, I'm done. I don't have to worry about doing anything, because what it does is it has its own little lock that goes into the frame. All right, I think we got it. Then move that out of the way, and now I'm able to shove the other one out. Go right at it. Yeah. All right, I gotta get something to stand on. I keep bringing it down. I've got the tank down about as low as I can get it. I didn't remove the sitting on the thing. All right. You can actually see what I'm doing here. Alrighty. Well, basically, I'm playing with pushing the hose away. I'll show you what I did. I disconnected there's a clamp that's holding the hanger and all that. Let's get this bolt back in here. Lied to me, there is no hanger for the tank. It's all going through the tank. Go through. Max, I get up over the top. Got the dry shaft is in my way. Yeah, I can feel the bolt. All right. Line the bolt up. All right, you're right there. All right, where's you at? What the hell? Oh. Wait a minute, something right? put some more penetrating oil inside that. All right, moment or two there. Oh man, I gotta see. I gotta find something to keep that pushed over out of my way for a minute. Shove that tank as far over there as I can get it out of my way. As I get my finger, as I get my hand up in here. All right. What's the joke? What? What's this thing sitting on? It's got itself caught on a freaking line. I can't push down. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we are. Okay, let's get this in there. Figure something out here. Guess it don't matter because I just shove that back the other way. Pretty sure these weren't left and right. Just the way they are. Here's this bolt here. Bolt here, you gotta go into this side. So come up by here. I don't know about that one right now. Let's get this one in. Hey, get in there. There goes. Alright. Find that. There's a slit that's up there. Right. My slit that goes in. There it is. All right. Woo! All right. Now we get the tank back up. I loosened the washer on that one there, but all right. Get me an alignment tool. Gotta put all the bolts back in, or jack that back up again. An alignment tool here. Go. That's it. All bolts are in. We're in good shape. Awesome. All right. Shoo. Man. That's awesome. All right. Takes care of that. Old bat here. Alright, I'm gonna flip that back around. Alright. Nuts. Ah, dog it. I gotta spin it over because it wasn't. I see the way the original one was lined up. Alright, I just gotta flip this around real quick. Save some video. Because when I put it in, I noticed, see how this side, how the bushing is pushed out a little bit and it's flat, kind of flush on this side. Well, I need to grab the old one and see how you flush. This is the way it was. I just cut it off, so it's the way this one was. Also, no, that doesn't matter though. But the way this is set up, I want to make sure I had the way this was set up the same way. So just keep that in mind too. Okay, let's get these tightened up. I can deal with the tank last. Feel it locked in there. I'm good there. That is a 18. Next. There he is. All right. All right. There's my Safe Flight Auto Glass. They're here to freaking replace the windshield in the Explorer. Okay, fuel tank strap retaining bolts. Well, this doesn't have straps. It's actually in the skid plate. So it doesn't have. You don't get this. You got to remove. It's in the skid plate itself. So once you put that in, we don't have to remove the tank. Okay, you just got to undo that, drop it down a little bit, enough so you can get your fingers in there and change that out. Those going by the skid. I read my book. Going by the skid tank retaining bolts, 45 foot-pounds. Let's see. We got to go back to. Okay, now back to the suspension. Stabilizer, upper suspension arm to axle is 74 foot-pounds for 2007 and newer or older. 2007 and earlier model 74. And upper suspension arm to body bolt nut is 74. So there we go. We'll see if we can get this. We'll see if we get this done before he gets the window in that. Okay, on your Explorer is here. All right. Very good. All right, so these bolts, these nuts. Oh my. These nuts here. These are way up there. Okay. Nut 74 to the body 74. And that'll take care of that. Find my torque wrench. And then 40 40 foot-pounds on all the bolts that hold that skid plate. All right. Wobble extension on here. I probably got it. Is that tight already? Oh, ow, 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 ow. You. Yeah, you already got that tight. Oh, man, that hurt. 174 here. All right, here we are. Ouch! All right, now I have a blood blister. All right, let's get the we'll get tank up. We be done. Okay, just a quick review underneath before I put the tank back up. That's what it looks like without the tank. These weren't in the way, but if you're going to drop the tank, you'd have these lines here you'd have to disconnect. And some stuff on top. Let me take you in. And I'll shoot some light on. There's the bolt that goes through. And as you can see, there was plenty of room to get that by just dropping the tank a little bit. Again, this does not have straps. This is being held by the skid box. Now on the back side, what I did is I pulled that bolt right there. You see it? Pulled that bolt so this would flex. And then up here you got like two other things you'd have to disconnect if you were to drop the tank, and of course the actual line itself you'd have to drop too. But I didn't have to do that. All I'm gonna have to do is jack it up. As you can see, my freaking Harbor Freight jack stands have paid for themselves again. It also says something about you got to drop the drive shaft on the 87, on the 07s or the 08s. They're newer for some reason. So we go. Getting closer. Crap up here. All right. Up. I've got a gas light, so I know I've got about 3 gallons in here. He's got lines. Places they need to go, huh? All right. Guides. All right, so we are. Stay tuned. All right, my last bolt. Use this puppy here to get her up there. All right. This will finish putting the tank back where it belongs. I said they're 40 foot-pounds. And that's all this thing will do. And there we are. All done. Wow. Was that a chore? Okay. I'm gonna just get the car back on. Well, put the rotor back on, brakes back on, and we will be done. All right, well, unfortunately, getting the windshield replaced today is not going to happen because Safelite has a liability set up that if there is any metal that has pulled away from the area where the windshield goes in, they can't complete it.
You want me to pick that up for you?
Yeah, if you would.
See it?
And this is what he's looking at. If you've got this on the bottom of your windshield wrap, when they go to install it, you're going to have to find another company to do it. So you won't know that until they pull the window. So you'll have to find another shop that'll actually do that for you. It can be done. They'll just have to probably grind it down and TIG weld another piece of metal in there so they know it's clean. And then they'll be able to do the window for you. This was a Geico claim on the window, so they'll go ahead and cancel the claim, and you'll be able to go ahead and give the claim to another repair shop. So there we go. Unfortunately, another setback in getting this 03 Ford Explorer on the road. All right, tires going back on, and we are done back here. We're done with the brakes. The only thing I got left to mess with is try to figure out why my horn isn't working. Whether it's back to the freaking clock spring, or I actually have a grounding situation going on with the horns.